Hey, so today I'm here to talk to you about my thoughts, feelings, and stuff on Truthwitch by Dennard, and I know this is not the actual physical copy of the book. I don't have that on me right now, but I do have the dust jacket, and for ease of editing, I'm just going to hold this up so I don't have to superimpose an image and all this other stuff that I do when I don't have a book, and it's so much effort. Truthwitch was a book that I heard a lot of stuff about on BookTube here, and chances are you've heard about it a lot too, and you might have already read it because the sequel's already out, and it gained popularity when the sequel decided to show up. When it decided to show up, it makes it sound like it's been hiding for years, but basically it was really hyped, and I was a little bit leery about it, but I was also really interested by the ideas and stuff and talked about in the story, and the idea of the female friendship between Isolde and Safia, because I don't read a lot of books with a strong female friendship, especially not in YA, so I decided I was going to give it a shot, and I was really pleasantly surprised by it. As I said, the story follows Safia and Isolde. Safia is a Truthwitch, which means that she can tell when someone says something to her. She gets a gut feeling, which is a magical gut feeling, which tells her whether that's a truth or a lie. And apparently it's a really rare magical gift, and she has to keep it a secret so that people don't, like, you know, kidnap her and use her magic to, I don't know, nefarious things. You know? Oh yes. And it also follows Isolde, who is my favorite, and she is what's called a thread witch, which means that she can see the ties that bond people, like physically see the ties that bond them, but she can't see her own bonds. And Safia and Isolde are like thread sisters, which means they're friends, but they're like more than friends, not like romantically or anything like that, but like, batteries just died. I am so professional at this. What the hell was I just talking about? Isolde. Thread sisters. Yes, Isolde and Safia are thread sisters, which means they're basically like family. They're held together by a bond as opposed to like a blood relation. And the story is just kind of like the two of them going on their own adventures and kind of getting swept up in this war that's brewing, and we'll find out about Safi's magic. So she's kind of being hunted down, and there's a blood witch who's hunting them down, and it's all crazy. It's a lot of stuff that happens. The biggest draw for me for this story were the characters in it. The four main points of view, Safi, Isolde, Merrick, and Adwin. The four of them, each were very different characters, and they all worked with really good differing points of view, so you got to see some of the same events, but like told from different points of view, and it was really interesting, and they all really grew on me really fast. I wasn't sure if I was going to like Merrick very much in the beginning, because he's just kind of like angry and brash and kind of a dick, but as time wears on, you kind of understand a little bit more of his reasoning behind his dickish attitude, and he becomes more bearable and understandable, and then he just becomes like a good guy in the end. Adwin, he's a strange one. I thought he was going to be an antagonist, but he's not. Not really, anyway. I don't know, I'm really interested to see where he ends up going in the second book, and then continuing on the rest of the series. Hopefully those four all make it through most of the series. Although of the two people, or the two main characters, Safi and Isolde, I've got to go with Isolde as my favorite character. Her magic, the ability to see like the bonds between people, and there's other stuff that happens with her magic. It's kind of, I don't necessarily think it's a spoiler, but it's just like her magic kind of changes and adapts in a way that's not normal for thread witches, and it was really, I mean, obviously these two girls are like the chosen ones. They talk about a Kar Arwen, I think it is. I can't remember. I'm really behind on recording this video, but it's been a while. But like, it's clear that Izzy and it's clear that Safi and Isolde are like this chosen two that are meant to bring balance and prosperity back to the witch world after something happened with their magic wells, which dried up, which is causing people's magic to go crazy. The whole world itself is really interesting and deep and intricate, and the magic system is pretty cool and stuff, but like everything just felt kind of clunky in this book, and I really hope they fix that, or she fixes that with the second book, so things just kind of move a little bit more smoother and things are a little bit more clear. The friendship between Safi and Isolde was one of my main draws to this story. I haven't read a lot of YA where there's a good, consistent female friendship. Usually like one girl will just abandon the other one when the love interest comes along. It's just, that's kind of awful. I just wanted to see something where there was like a true friendship between two girls that no man can come between. And I got that. The friendship between Safi and Isolde was like the glue of this story. The entire thing was them trying to protect each other and make sure that each other's okay. Like it's two girls that are friends trying to save each other and in the process like save the world, kind of ish. As I mentioned earlier, the magic system is kind of complex, but almost overly so. It's a little clunky in some places. I did enjoy it, and I liked the fact that even though two witches have like the same base power, they also have different little things and tweaks and different power levels, obviously. But like one of the main characters, Merrick, is a wind witch, and one of the men on his crew, I know it's a naval-based country because it's all surrounded by water, but every time they talk about them I just picture them as pirates. Basically, Merrick and one of his crew, Cullen, they're both wind witches, but they have such different strengths in wind witchery that it doesn't even feel like the same kind of magic, and that was interesting because like you can have two witches that have the same base power but they use it a little bit differently, and then it's kind of interesting because then everyone kind of has their own unique style of magic even though it all comes from like the same general kind of magic. I think I explained that well. The romance in this book was handled really well, I think. It's kind of like a slow burn romance. There's no insta-love. It's not like they meet each other and they're automatically in love and they just fall No, that's not how that happens in this one. It's a slow burn romance, and in a lot of ways, the way it's written, it almost makes it sound like the romance and the feelings are inconvenient, which makes a lot of sense, because like with all this havoc and mayhem going on and a war brewing and stuff, catching feelings for someone would kind of be a hindrance to getting your job done. The overall plot of the story I felt to be somewhat lacking. The story itself didn't hook me nearly as much as the characters in the story itself. I was much more in it for our four main characters. I cared more about them than what they were doing in a way. Like I just wanted to know more about these people. I wanted to know their lives. I wanted to get involved with it. I just wanted to know them. There was nothing really interesting in the story to keep me hooked. It was entirely character driven that I kept turning these pages and kept going and going and going because I loved all of these characters, and I can't wait for the next book to see what they're doing and like to see where they've been, and then I have to wait probably another year after that in, you know, painful anticipation for the third book in this series, but I will, because I gotta know more. That's kind of it for this one. That's all of my rambly thoughts and feelings on this book. I gave this one... What did I give this one? I don't know. I'm gonna give it a 5. I'm just gonna say a 5 out of 5 stars. I give a lot of 5s, but that's just because I like a lot of books. And there's nothing wrong with that. So yeah, this is a 5 out of 5 stars. Go ahead and pick it up and read it. And when you pick this one up, you might as well pick up Wind Witch, the sequel too, because you're going to want to go from one to the other. Yeah, I guess that's it for this one. If you're new and this is the first video of mine you've ever seen, go ahead and subscribe to the channel, because it's all just this. I just ramble. If you enjoyed the video, give it a like, share it. I've got stuff in the description below that you can click to and like experience more of me. Ooh, that sounds creepy. But basically, yeah, it's like Goodreads and Twitter, and I don't think there's anything else I have to say. So I'm just gonna say bye. Bye!